I told you that I needed to talk about not only Candace Owens, but I needed to talk about Matt Walsh for, well, reasons, and that this is the main reason we're gonna address. First, well, that she's insisting that Erika Kirk somehow conspired to murder her husband, and it seems that this time is for real. Let's watch this clip to see what is this all about.
Adding up, I cannot get a single person to confirm that they saw Erika, who's apparently out and about. I then thought, wouldn't it make sense? She screams in the middle of a parking lot. She screams in the middle of a doctor's office. Everybody kind of knows where they were when Charlie got shot. Okay, if this doctor's office had people in it, there's going to be someone who said, hey, I heard a giant scream at my doctor's office, even if they didn't see her. And then I looked at my phone, and 15 minutes later, I learned that Charlie got shot. No. She also says that she collapsed in the parking lot. No one thus far has seen that. Nobody in her building.
So she's basically saying that Erika Kirk needs some kind of alibi to prove where she was when Charlie Kirk was shot, and whatever Erika Kirk has said, there's no proof. There's no proof of that alibi. All right. I just wonder. People are asking the question: Is Megyn Kelly going to say something about this already? She's going to come forward and say something about this. Because this is important, and that was a question that Jordan S90 was posing. I think that is relevant. It's relevant for another clip that we're going to watch. To Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh, Megyn Kelly, and Brandon Tatum, here is Candace Owens calling every single aspect of Erika Kirk's mourning over her husband, Charlie Kirk, getting killed a lie. So she insists that there's this conspiracy and you are not going to tell me. I know that English is my second language, but I know how language in general works, and I know how logic in general works. And if you're saying this woman, Erika Kirk, has this alibi, but nobody can prove her alibi, what are you implying? Do you think that everyone is retarded around here? No, you are implying that she had to do something with Charlie Kirk getting killed. Because why, for what other reason you would say nobody can prove where Erika was the moment that Charlie Kirk was killed? Are you implying, I don't know, that she was helping Tyler Robinson get into the rooftop? Or maybe, better yet, that she was the pilot of one of these Egyptian planes? Or maybe she pulled the trigger herself by, I don't know, from a remote control? And Tyler Robinson was controlled by some kind of, I don't know, Manchurian candidate virus that was inoculated while he was in, I don't know, in Israel training camp in Utah. I don't know. There's so many ways to frame this, but I do know how English works. And Candace Owens is 100% implying that Erika Kirk had something to do with Charlie Kirk's death. And there's no way around that. The mask has been dropped already. I don't know how many times I have said this, but this is a fact. It has just happened. As Natalie Denise says, prison yard behavior. She's now targeting Erika's sick mother, dangling LLC's military buzzwords and vague insinuations to plant the idea of foreknowledge of an assassination. No evidence, just vibes and smear by proximity. This is what is happening. This is what is happening. I don't know, and this is what I want to mention Matt Walsh specifically.
The military. So much involvement even in the Charlie Kirk story, like just everywhere. I said I don't know when Turning Point just became a literal military operation, but indeed it did. All these people with very strong ties to the military, his wife included, right? Her mother in particular. I want to speak about Erika's alibi on September 10th. And I'm going to put it out there that I do not believe it. I do not believe we are being told the truth regarding her alibi.
Okay, there you have it. There you have it. Erika Kirk needs an alibi because somehow Candace Owens is the judge and executioner here. And she has just said that she doesn't believe her alibi. I'm pretty sure that her donations just hadn't spiked at that moment.
Yeah, I have, at least I can say, I guess the best way to say it is, I now officially have some serious questions pertaining to her alibi. And these question marks are really regarding her mother, Lori France Faye. I have been working through Erika's life, and when you start to do that and build a timeline, it inevitably leads you to her mother, who I believe is very shady. She has a number of LLCs, and when I say a number, I mean it's almost incalculable, the amount of LLCs, trying to figure out what exactly this does, the technology, connections from France to Arizona to...
I told you, the Manchurian candidate virus. Manchurian candidate engineer virus.
Cincinnati to Massachusetts. And I realized something about her mother. First and foremost, I told you that when we met, that was the only time that I sensed very strong emotion from her was in mentioning her mother. But I do realize now that it seems to me to be an intentional effort to protect Erika's mother.
Okay, so long she has so many people, so many Candace's fans says that she brings the receipts and has been vibes so far. Okay.
Throughout this entire thing, before, like, regarding even September 10th. Leading up to September 10th, Erika did something that is, it's unusual. It was supposed to being in April of 2022 on Mother's Day. She did a post for her mother, I believe it was Mother's Day. Fast forward to 2025, and she moves on September 7th, just 3 days before Charlie dies. She doesn't just post her mother, she posts her mother in an incredibly vulnerable position. Her mother looks to be very sick, and she posts, "I wanted to make sure that you were the first. And if you're looking at this, you're glancing at this, it's a countdown of some description." And she says 10 days until September 16th. Now, we don't know.
Yeah, what has September 16th have to do with anything? Again, nobody knows. Again, nobody knows. The thing is that if Candace Owens had any sort of a true clue of what is going on, she would have solved the Charlie Kirk mystery like 7 times over. 7 times over. And it is my understanding that more and more people are waking up to this. And I have to call out, I don't know if they call out is a word, but it seems that, yeah, she's going to be the speaker at this Catholic Prayer for America event, in which there's going to be General Michael Flynn and Matt Walsh is going to be there. I mean, I am not blaming Matt Walsh for being in the same event, because Matt Walsh shouldn't be in charge of this event. I think that she is not the head of this organization or has anything to do with the organization of the event. He is just being invited to speak at that event. I want to make it clear. Some people are saying, Matt, how you dare to speak at the same event that Candace Owens is speaking? And these people already have a point, because at the same time, yeah, I've told you, like when we talk about Epstein, when with the people that you hang out with, people are going to, relate to you in some way or another. And you have to be careful about that. Matt Walsh issued some kind of video a few months ago, calling out the conspiracies and not naming. I don't know if I think that he named Candace Owens directly, but I think that was not enough. He was really clear that it was inhuman, literally inhuman, to be, let's say, pushing all these questions, we can call these questions, on a widow. And yeah, you can ask questions, but again, I'm going to ask the question that I have been asking for months. Why hasn't the FBI investigated Jack Black? And you will reply with the exact same question that I know that you're going to ask. What does Jack Black have to do with Charlie Kirk? And I will tell you, we have to ask questions. You can't possibly know if Jack Black is involved. I am just asking the question if Jack Black could be involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. I'm just asking questions here. And you would ask, oh, okay, yeah, you can ask questions, but you have some sort of clue or proof or receipt or something that Jack Black. Yeah, you know who Jack Black's mother is? She was a scientist. Nobody knows about this. She was a scientist. And she created this advanced military technology. And they were testing, you don't know if they were testing this technology at Fort Huachuca or whatever is the name of that fort. There's a connection there. Jack Black, mother, military scientist, Fort Huachuca. There you have it. There's a connection. Why isn't the FBI investigating Jack Black is my question. And you would say, Jesus, you're insane. And I would tell you, you are right. This is how this works. And so many people falling for this. Or could have been Jack Black. Or could it be Black Jack? I don't know. I'm getting confused. Oh my God. Yeah, this can get confusing. By the way, that event, Catholic Prayer for America, the journal ticket is $1,200 per ticket. Okay, the journal one. Okay, I can't even see the VIP, and I'm not interested as well. But yeah, there's a lot of dosh. But I had forgotten that Matt Walsh had mentioned Candace. Michael Knowles, I know that Michael Knowles is not going to mention Candace because he is the godfather of one or two of Candace's sons. That's not going to happen. Megyn Kelly, we're yet to see. But Matt Walsh, I think that Matt Walsh, he could have a word or two again. Since I think Ben Shapiro has been very vocal as of late. We had this interview of Jeremy Boring, who was really interesting as well. He said that hiring Candace Owens was his biggest mistake in his professional life. Shout out to Konstantin Kisin, by the way. I don't know. Maybe Matt Walsh could give it another coat of paint to this, because this is not looking good. Not that I care, because at the end of the day, this is about trying to use our brain and our critical thinking and to understand how does these accusations work? How do these clues work? And if the clues don't make sense, and if the clues keep not making sense, and you see that whoever is behind those clues is just a huge grift. But again, I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love and bliss.